Hey good humans, I am Abir, one of the founders of Project Fmile. Project Fmile is a project that was started with an aim of raising awareness on mental health and suicide. All of us like to blame our toxic behaviors on our upbringing or mommy and daddy issues. We like to blame our toxic behaviors in general on our childhood. Now, whenever we say someone has daddy issues, it tends to be in an accusatory tone. Whenever we say someone has daddy issues, essentially we are blaming them for their childhood. We are putting the blame and we are ridiculing them for their childhood. Whenever we say someone has daddy issues, it's never in a sympathetic tone or an empathetic tone. It's more of an accusatory tone. Now, mommy and daddy issues get in the way of healthy relationships, and no one should be ridiculed for that. No one should be ridiculed for that. Now, I feel like these terms are thrown around loosely. They're thrown around very, very loosely. Like, we never sit down and ask ourselves, what are mommy or daddy issues exactly? What do we mean by these terms? We just say, oh, well, she has daddy issues. He has mommy issues. He has daddy issues. We always throw these terms around, but we do not know what exactly they mean. So we're gonna define or gonna look at what mommy and daddy issues are caused by. Well, some causes of mommy or daddy issues is a parent who left the family or was mostly absent, a parent who was emotionally or physically unavailable or abusive, a parent who wasn't loving or nurturing, a parent who was extremely overbearing, a parent who treated the other parent badly. So today we are specifically talking about mommy issues. Now, discussing mommy issues feels like a taboo, and there's a reason why it feels like a taboo. A mother is the person who brings you into the world. They carry you in the womb for 9 months. They breastfeed you. You have that bond with your mom. From the word go, you have a bond with your mom. But sadly, not all these bonds that people form with their moms are healthy. Now, of course, given the fact that moms do a lot of things for us, we can't just say, oh, well, I have mommy issues or my mom is abusive, something along those lines. It's really, really hard to say that. So these relationships with mothers can be very complex, and especially saying that my mother is abusive, something along those lines, is very, very hard to say. Now, if you've watched Never Have I Ever, I feel like it depicted mommy issues very well, because if you notice, to an extent, I felt like the mom was emotionally abusive. She wasn't as emotionally available for the child or supportive in general for Debbie, the main character. And at a certain point, Debbie ended up yelling at the mom that she wishes she's
No, I don't want to. I know it'll be a big change, but I think we need it. Look, I feel like a stranger here, and I don't have a support system. And frankly, without your father around, I just feel like I'm really struggling to raise you. You're too easy on her.
No, I'm not. I just have a different approach.
Okay, great. Then why don't you raise her? Because I gave up. I am done. She's too headstrong and doesn't listen. Whoever this child is, I am through with her.
Nalini?
No. That's your child. She's no daughter of mine.
I understand you're struggling to raise me. You're struggling to raise me because you don't like me.
What? Don't like you? That's not true.
I heard what you said the night Dad died. You said I wasn't your daughter. You know I'm just a burden to you. So you can go to India alone. Or maybe take Kamala with you. She's the daughter you actually wanted.
Devi, that's not fair.
What's not fair is that I lost the only parent that actually cared about me. I wish you were the one that died that night.
Oh my god, I literally spoiled the series for somebody. But yeah, anyway, that's the thing. It just she generally did not have the healthiest of relationships with her mom, and it was very, very evident in that. Also, the representation in Never Have I Ever is immaculate. It is beautiful. That series is amazing, so do check it out. It's amazing. Some of the signs of someone who has mommy issues. Well, first things, they lack confidence. And the reason why I feel like they lack confidence is due to some of the negative things they have been told by their moms. They could have been told that, well, you're ugly, you're fat. Look at you in that dress. Maybe you're excited I've tried on this new dress and you want to show it off to your mom. And she's like, well, you look fat in that. Or, well, you look ugly in that. There's a nicer way you could say that maybe this dress isn't flattering on you, but instead she's like, you're ugly in that. Or constantly telling you, maybe you remind me of your dad when you do ABCD, and it's never in a nice way. So of course you lack confidence. Another thing is that lack of trust. Someone with mommy issues cannot trust somebody even if their life depended on it. And I feel like we have to understand where they're coming from, because considering maybe your emotions were constantly invalidated at home, or you constantly felt that you feared your mom, you generally cannot trust people easily, given the fact that it's your mother. You have a special bond with your mom. You're supposed to have a special bond with your mom. And if they are not being supportive or being everything you needed them to be, then you're going to lack trust. Another thing is people with mommy issues have difficulty setting boundaries. They're people pleasers. They're the definition of people pleasers. They will do everything they will do everything to please somebody, and that's maybe because they were people pleasers to their moms. You will find they used to try to please their mom in one way or another. Maybe the mom liked when they got good grades, or maybe the mom liked when they cleaned the house. Maybe that was the only time that they were deserving of affection. So do they become people pleasers? And again, I feel another reason why they're people pleasers is because they want to avoid conflict. Maybe they saw, by being a people pleaser to my mom, I avoided conflict, so let me do this again to avoid conflict. Another thing is that they always make avoidance the default position. That means they avoid, they're just avoidant in every form or shape. And I feel, again, this comes to how their attachment style will be. They will not have a secure attachment style, most likely. So yeah, they make avoidance the default position. They're scared of love and just being loved in general. Another sign is that they're very sensitive. If you have mommy issues, you're overly sensitive. Someone could tell you something that is probably not offensive, but you find yourself crying or hurt by this, and it's due to the fact that you have mommy issues. Another thing is that they end up replicating the mother bond in relationships. There's always this saying that we always marry our parents. Like for girls, they marry their dads, and for boys, or vice versa. And you find yourself having the same exact bond with your partners in the future. You'll find yourself replicating the bond, because as human beings, what I know, what I have learned first is what I'm going to replicate anywhere else. It's something that it's natural, because this is what you know, you're going to replicate it to another place. So that is another sign of mommy issues. Another sign is that they have issues expressing their feelings, and I think it ties down to the issue that they also have difficulty setting boundaries, because they're used to being people pleasers. In general, they cannot express what they're feeling. If you have mommy issues, you will find it so difficult to express what you're feeling. You could be sad, but because you don't want conflict, you don't want anything, you will not express what you're feeling. Now, I really can't tell you what exactly to do to fix to fix your relationship with your mom. It could be irredeemable for some, which is sad, but if someone is toxic, at the end of the day, you have to let them go. And for some, there is hope. So it is for you to assess that, whether you want to keep your toxic parent or the issues there in your life. But if you do have mommy issues, hope is not lost. You can work on all of these things. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you follow us on our social media platforms, on Instagram, Twitter, @Project Fmile. And if you want to get to know me a little bit personally, follow me on Instagram and Twitter @IamAbiero. Thank you.